Finally, I am so glad to be back. As you remember, my name is Igor, I am QA engineer, and today is another video. We are going to talk about hot topic. It's Playwright Agent, but right now with Cursor IDE. Recently there was a problem with setting up Playwright Agents on Cursor. It was pretty easy for Visual Studio Code, but not the Cursor. But recent update brings us happy news, and now we are able to try Playwright Agent on Cursor. Let me show you where it's all started from. So, as you might know, I already have a video about Playwright Agent Mode for Visual Studio Code, and I got a comment from one user which states that Playwright agents are not loading in Cursor. Is there any solution for this? It was 1 week ago, and I tried to research the topic and find out one issue on Playwright side. And if we are navigating to this issue, we can see that users mentioning that it's unable to use Playwright agents in Cursor. And also Playwright agents are not appearing in agent itself. So there are a couple of issues. Even when you try to add those agents manually, which I will show you later, you still have an error which states that playwright-test didn't expect test to be called here. So basically we have a problem with loading inside those agents, and it was an issue which was not resolved. And we have some comments from users which states how to manage, how to do it properly, and one of the Gustav Melius proposed different solution. So we can create a script inside our cursor directory with sh content inside, or we can call cd to our folder where our project is located, and then run mcp-server with playwright config ts. In that way we can properly load our seed file. And he also mentions that we need to have executable mode on for this file and some proper configuration for MCP server. But I just tried the latest version of Cursor. If we'll open a Cursor of latest one, let's see which about 2077, and with this version you are able to use it. Let's try. So as usual, what we need to do first, let's open new terminal. We need to install Playwright, and for that let's just open installation guide. Let's copy it, let's make it bigger a little bit. TypeScript test true, yes, and let's wait a little bit. In the same time, let's open agent section. Let's copy VSCode section, and while it's installing, let's wait a little bit. And also let's now install our agents for VSCode, but it's not a problem. So after executing this command, you will have new folder GitHub and new chat modes, which we will use later. For now, what we are interested in is actually our new MCP server. As you know, Playwright agents bring new MCP server with new commands, and we want to reuse it. Right now we have VS Code configuration MCP, but actually we can copy it and we can make Cursor folder out of that. And for Cursor folder we need to change it to mcpServers. And now we don't need inputs. Next, let's open configuration of our Cursor, and let's actually search for open MCP settings. We need to open MCP settings. As we can see, we cannot find our MCP server yet. It proposed to create in root directory Cursor folder with mcp.json. That's what we have here. And we have command in place. Let's get back to our Cursor setting, but it's still not showing here, which is made me wonder why it's so we can remove our VSCode settings. We don't need it anymore. And let's get back to our cursor settings. Still no MCP server. Why? Cursor MCP.json. That's all correct. Give me a second. Let's remove inputs. And again, because I made a mistake, it should be MCP server. Like this. New MCP server detected. Playwright test. Enable. Now, in cursor setting, you can see installed MCP server. Let's verify that our server is running. You can see a green icon which states we are good. Next, let's open output. In output, you can find out our new server, MCP, and command not found. Interesting. So it was stated before command not found, but let's try to disable and enable it again. And now I don't see any errors anymore. So that means we are good. We have successfully set it up Playwright test. So all what you need to do, create cursor folder and create mcp.json with slightly different structure. It should be called mcp-servers instead of servers. That's it for now. Now let's briefly open our previous example from Visual Studio Code. In there we had a seed file. As you know, Playwright Agent requires you to have a seed file. Let's just copy our seed file, and which contains basically a link to our demo project. Today we are going to explore it as well. Let's open that sign-in page, which has credentials and login section. Right, and let's copy our seed file to our cursor folder. This, and I see already seed file. Right, so we just can copy page code to. We are going to open a page and start basically our test from that page. Playwright Agents allows you to have authentication section or whatever section you wish before starting exploring the projects. It's super useful in case if you have some authentication barrier or whatever settings you want to achieve before generating the test. Right, next, as you remember in Visual Studio Code, as soon as you install Playwright Agents, you have 3 new agents available right away. But unfortunately, it's still not the case for Cursor. Cursor, you still have, so you can open new chat with this icon, you still have only default agent, and that's it. This was my initial created, but let's remove it for now. Wait a second. I want to advance options. I want to delete mode. Yes, I will show you the problems with it right now. Let's just use it by default. We will use agent mode. Next, what we need to do is open chat modes, and we can open planner and copy the content of the planner and paste it into our chat with agent mode. As you can see, it's nicely combined in one line, and then you can set create plan for 2 tests on sign-in page with successful sign-in. Use user. I provide user Igor.Lantushenko gmail.com and password +11 and password, it will be just demo account and one unsuccessful login. Let's see how planner going to pick up. So we are reading seed file, setting up the page and exploring. As we can see, we are starting from seed file and creating a test plan. So that means we are able successfully configure Cursor to use Playwright Agent. Yes, it's not that easy as with Visual Studio Code, and you need to manually actually copy-paste mod description, but still it's not that big effort if you wish to use it, if your favorite IDE is Cursor. Right, one file edited. Let's see. Keep all. Yes, let's open our scenario, and we can find it in our folder, but where sign in test plan. Application overview, sign in page. The page provides authentication, email password authentication, password visibility toggle, email scenario, successful sign in, it's back. Expected result, email field accepted and displayed, successful sign in with password visibility toggle, and unsuccessful sign in, invalid credentials. Now let's try to implement it. Again, let's open our chat modes, let's copy generator, and let's paste it, and states generate test plan, generate first test from test plan. Let's see how it is going to accomplish it. Setting up page, and now again we are using new tools from Playwright Agent. We are filling in some information, generating email, password. Now we should be able to click login. We should be successfully logged in, and that's it. Now let's see on test itself. We are still waiting. We're still waiting for generation. Keep all. Let's open successful sign in standard flow. As you can see, we have our test where we're expecting to have login visible, continue demo test. We are clicking email, filling in some data, clicking login, and then we are expected to have Erlang Shenko text visible. And now let's open healer, copy paste text of a healer, and verify created test. Just like that. Again, we are using strictly commands from new MCP server. Alright, we have some errors, which is good, and now we are fixing these errors and retrying. It takes some time, I know, but again, it unlocks you on your daily basis to use Cursor IDE with Playwright Agent. Finally, people waiting for that. Let's run again, and what else? It couldn't handle. Right, let's wait. Let's wait a bit. It takes some time, I know. And we are starting to verify it again. And now let's see, we successfully logged in. And again, some error. Because wrong URL. I can see that expected to have URL dashboard, but in fact it was onboarding. Okay. We are running test again, and I hope this time issue fixed. Alright, keep all. And let's get back to our test. This is actually successful test, and how we can actually verify it. Let's switch to terminal. I know it's too small, and npx playwright-test. Let's run it on our own. And we have 4 workers just because we have different browsers to run in, but all of them are passed successfully. What I also wanted to show you, there is a chance to create a new add custom mode. That means we are able to create our own agent. And for that, first let's copy in planner, add new custom mode. Let's call it planner, right? We are enabling all the tools. We have advanced option here, and inside the advanced option we are copy pasting our text, our instructions from chat mode. We can then click done, and now we have planner out by default, but there is a catch. Let's start over and let's choose our planner, and let's, for example, state generate test plan for negative sign-in scenarios using playwright-test playwright-test-mcp-server. If it fails, stop generation. And now if we'll try to use custom mode, we still have a problems. First of all, tool read file not found, and this error, if you search tool read file not found in cursor tool edit file, in our case it was read file not found, and you will see some bunch of topics from Cursor community which states that's a bug, and this bug actually appears with custom mod. This happens both in new and existing chats, and it's still not resolved even though it was 30 days ago. And when we use custom mods, unfortunately this error appears, and that's blocking us on actually using it just more easily. But anyway, you can use it just copy pasting mod on your own. As you can see, it combines pretty nicely, so it's all up to you. Anyway, we were able to successfully use Playwright agents with Cursor IDE. I hope you'll try it on your own and leave your feedback. See you next time.